Welcome to the Nerd Spectrum Podcast. This is our Sunday episode. I don't know if we're going to publish it tonight or if we're going to publish it tomorrow.
It'll be early in the week episode.
Yeah, sure. It's technically recorded Sunday, but I'm just going to set it for like 7 in the morning. Today we're talking Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
I wish you had your air horn for that.
You don't like it, so don't.
No, I don't like what
me
I don't like
that.
when you overuse it. I don't like when you're like Flash Thompsoning it and you're like Peter Parker sucks, like every 5 seconds.
You know what? I can't figure out when you do and don't like it, so I'm just not. Okay, you butthole.
This is why you weren't in band.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to read the room.
Yeah.
Anyway, so full spoilers. We're not gonna hold back. I'm just gonna jump right into it, like that arrow jumped right into Rhaegal's heart.
Stop.
Ooh, that was good.
I think the one that went through, like, right through his throat was a lot worse than the one in his chest, because he could potentially have came back from that.
You think he could have survived that?
Potentially. I said potentially.
Didn't
And then one hit him in the wing, and then one got him in the throat.
Viserion get?
Someone got one.
Well, he got an ice spear to the. He got it. Was it his chest? I don't remember.
Yes.
It was under his wing. I do know that. That took him out pretty quickly.
But then another one got it right through somewhere too.
Rhaegal got it like in what would be his shoulder if he were a human, or Drogon. Sorry, got it in what would have been his shoulder.
Right in the episodes with the Lannisters.
Yeah,
the
the golden,
fight.
the King's Road or the Golden
that
Trail,
one.
something like that.
The cool one by the lake.
That was a pond.
Whatever.
R.I.P. Dickon, because he died like right after that too. So you want to go through beginning to end? I guess that's the best way to do it.
I mean, I guess.
Everybody had their respective goodbyes. I don't know how I feel about. I get why Jon put Lyanna to rest because she was the one that declared him King of the North. Were you sad seeing any of them go, aside from Lyanna? Because I feel like that's the only one I really felt it on.
I mean, all of them were sad, but it's like, you know, been there, done that. Like, there's only a couple more episodes left till it's over forever, so I'm just like, get a move on.
I feel.
You know?
Oh, and they did. They definitely got to move on.
They got to move on. I wasn't expecting as much action in this episode. I thought it was going to be a lot more build-up, and it kind of gave you some at the end. Not a whole lot, but...
It gave like a good heavy dose of both.
Yeah, it's really, really set it up for next week being just a fucking free-for-all.
You think so?
Yes.
You think next week? Well, the next episode is just an hour, right? Barely that.
I don't know.
I think they're both like barely 56, 58 minutes. They're not... The two longest ones are out.
They're really going to jump into it.
So, what issues, if any, did you have with this? Or let's start with the pros. So, obviously, great setup, great action, good balance of both. But what did you not like about the episode? I already don't like Dany. I'll jump off the bat. Last week, or
but...
a couple days ago, whenever we recorded, you said that Dany being crazy. I'm starting to think you were right. Even Varys thinks you're right. Varys
I know
was
I'm
like,
right.
how...
Like, I called it. I'm going to continue to say that I called it until I'm proven wrong.
All right, you know what I'm going to
But
call?
it very much seems like that's where it's going.
I think Tyrion kills Varys.
No.
Why not?
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
He said what you're talking is treason. He's like, that's your queen. You need to believe. I think Tyrion wants to believe so bad that she is nothing like Cersei or nothing like the tyrants before. He'll kill Varys. Because Varys was told, you will die in this strange land before the war is over. And Melisandre technically killed herself, but like she did her part and the war was won and she is out.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's what's going to happen. And if it does, it doesn't really matter because enough people know about Jon and his lineage and everything to whatever his plans are.
Fucking Jon. He shouldn't have told Sansa. I understand why. I get it. But, like, if he told Arya and just walked away, I think that would have been fine. I don't think Arya would have told Sansa.
No.
I think Arya's at a point in her life where she, like, her word is oak. She's like, I won't do it.
And it's also, like, she's kind of like, she has bigger fish to fry.
Do you think she's going to kill Cersei?
I
Do you think she's going to die trying to kill Cersei?
I think she's on her way to try to kill Cersei.
You know what's funny is watching the episode, I was really staring at Emilia Clarke's eyes, and I was like, they're starting to look green just on the color palette. And I can't tell if it's because they're strained or she's going crazy, or like maybe my eyes are not perceiving color right. But they're starting to get a little greener, or like it to look like it was tinted towards that instead of like just so blue, like they were in the beginning. I don't know. Maybe Arya kills her.
Maybe. But I definitely, in terms of like people dying and stuff, I think Dany's for sure gonna die. I've been saying that because she is going crazy. But I think the way it's gonna go down is that regardless of whether you think Tyrion's gonna kill Varys, it doesn't matter, because I think they're both smart enough to know that even if they want Jon to sit on the throne, he can't take King's Landing.
What do you mean? Like, do you think, like, you mean like he's just gonna stay in the north? Like,
No. That regardless of, because they're right, they mentioned in the episode that like Jon just has a certain like charisma towards people, like people just automatically like him and they want to follow him. He's a natural born leader regardless of whether he wants it or not.
Because he's not a fucking psychopath.
Sure. I assume it's because he gets it from his dad.
Ned didn't, but a lot of people...
Not Ned. His actual dad.
Oh, Rhaegar.
Yes.
Okay.
It's part of that.
Oh, just like how...
Uh-huh,
okay, yeah,
yes.
just like... what was his name? I'm blanking on his name, but just like the old Kingsguard said. Or, I guess, Rhaegar's Kingsguard. Or Aerys's.
Yes.
Yeah,
whoever.
said.
Yes.
Yes.
He was just so, like, the people's man. I think that you... Like, it never occurred to us before, obviously, because we didn't really know who he was, and we just thought that Ned, like, really instilled in all of the Starks, you know, to be noble and true to their word. But you see, like, the only one you really have to compare from before would be Robb, but even people weren't, like...
Robb had to sort of demand it and fight for it a little bit.
Yeah, and kind of be like, well, my dad's dead, and I am the rightful heir to Winterfell, so you have to, kind of thing. But Jon is given it.
Like, inherently?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, people just automatically are like, you know what? I like you. Yeah, I'll follow you. So despite all that, I think they know that even if everyone found out who he was and that he has a claim and something happened to Dany, he did have a chance at the throne. I don't think there's enough time for him to be like, okay, guess this is what I'm going to do now, and get all of the armies together and kind of make a new plan. I think they know that Dany's their best shot, regardless of whichever way she's going to do it, to take King's Landing and get Cersei out. And I think that's what's going to happen. And then someone's going to poison her or kill her or something. She's going to be gone, and then it's going to be Jon on the throne.
That's quite a bit.
I think what's going to happen is that she's just going to say, fuck it. She's going to burn the whole city with all of those people in it. I don't think she clearly, that's not even a thing. She very clearly does not give a shit anymore. At, like, the last minute of that last episode after Missandei got beheaded, very clearly she lost the last thing that was keeping her somewhat grounded. She's out for blood. She doesn't care. She said before they even went for the meeting, she doesn't, like, give her a chance, let the people think that I let her have it, but this was her own fault, and that's why they're dying, instead of she's just ruthless. So she's gonna burn all them people alive. She's gonna kill Cersei, or someone's gonna kill Cersei. It might not be Dany. And then she's gonna get assassinated, and Jon's gonna get the throne.
So here's what
who else is gonna sit on it?
This is my biggest problem with the episode, or not even the episode, just the characters, right? My biggest problem with Dany right now is that for so long in Essos and every other strange land she's been to, she has appealed with peace and a little bit of self-righteousness, maybe, or self-entitlement. That's what I'm going for. And up until now, where she's coming to Westeros, she's coming thinking that everybody, and like
that everybody has been waiting
for her return,
and like that the fact that she is like the heir to it because her father sat on the throne, that when she came back, everyone was automatically be like, yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Like, you're right, you do have a claim to this throne. Let's fight for you. And it's a little bit Viserys' fault, and a little bit, I don't remember the big dude that gave her the dragon eggs, but his fault too, because he was housing, or he was, giving them shelter while Viserys sold her to the cows, or Khal Drogo anyway. The Dothraki. So you're starting to see that come out in her a little bit, and that the fact that it's being spit back in her face, she's not taking well, but like
you can't go from foreign land to foreign land with that self-entitlement and be like, yeah, I expect to be reciprocated well. And I don't understand how she doesn't understand that. And like in Essos, with the slaves and everything, she showed them that there's a chance for freedom with me, and there's like a chance. But like these people aren't
slaves. Yeah,
there's no way like all the peasants across the lands are like pissed off at like whoever, because a lot of them are just doing their own thing. That's
they don't have like masters or anything. Like some of them, depending on who the lord is, kind of sucked, but really this whole war that has been going on for years is what's fucking them up.
Yeah, they're casualties. They're not really responding to it or not responding to it.
They're kind of just trying to live as best as they can.
In between all the craziness that's been going on.
Yeah.
They've had like, 3 or 4 fucking different rulers in the past like couple years.
And then it's like they have to try and figure out who's going to be the one to benefit them the most.
Yeah, unless you truly just don't give a shit. But it's crazy, and it's kind of, it's like, these poor fuckers, luckily their government's not changing. This isn't like a Star Wars thing where like a regime falls and then it's like, all right, new government. No, it's just new monarchs. But like, I really don't understand why she's coming at this thinking that Cersei's enslaving everybody, or like, as far as people are concerned, it's really only people in King's Landing that are getting, the brunt of it from Cersei, but like, you don't see that. They're not showing like an impoverishment, like they did with Joffrey when they rebelled and they started throwing shit at him.
Yeah.
So Dany's reaction to all this has been like so fucking annoying. We're all on board with her, and now like because of that, I get the whole Jon thing and I get the threatening thing, and also she did not have to like fucking isolate herself. I guess I know that like as a politician, I guess is what we should call her technically. She's looking at the dinner, the celebratory dinner in Winterfell as, oh, there's Tyrion with his brother. Gotta watch out, make sure he doesn't betray us. There's, the wildlings patting Jon on the back and cheering him on and saying he's a fucking madman. There's this and that. And, like, also giving Gendry the Storm's End was, like, a power play, right? Like, kind of like Nelly in The Office, where it's like, do you want a raise? Do you want some money?
Yeah.
I got you. So
I'll give you that money.
Yeah, right? Or take a nap, Pam. Like, it's fine, Yeah. It's really kind of annoying that, like, if she didn't isolate, right? If she didn't go in with distrust, then she would gain trust. And especially with Sansa, right? Because, like, the war meeting was like you will fucking do what I say. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Just the approach to it, like, coming in.
Yeah, but you also, like, I get Sansa's perspective because to her, she is an outsider. She, like, the North just wants to be left alone. Like, they don't want to be part of any of this bullshit anymore. Like, all our concern was the White Walkers. That's over now. And they're like, well, we just want to be left alone. Like, just get it. Like, they're like...
But you have to pay back that debt.
Yeah, no, like, she knows that, but she's also like, but they're not equipped to fight. Like, they literally are just, like, happy that they're still alive because everyone really did think that they were going to die and that was just going to be it. And it's like, you don't even get, like... Like, we don't know what the timeline is, but yeah, it's like essentially like you got one night to party and like
to get those 2 curls like Pod did apparently.
Mm-hmm. To just party and be thankful that you survived and you're not dead, and it's like you got to go out and fight and potentially die again. So Sansa has a point there, and then it's like more justified because like Jon is her brother. And yes, when they grew up together, she wasn't accepting of him because he was a bastard to her and all this stuff. But like that, now that everything that she's been through, she's grown from it and she's accepting it. And it's like, it's only them 4. And Bran doesn't even really count because he's just fucking Bran.
As he lives in the past.
Exactly. So he doesn't even count as like a real Stark. So it's just her. It's just her, Arya, and Jon. And Arya's kind of like...
Arya's just as if he's fucking Bran.
And yeah, exactly. Like Arya is gonna do whatever she wants and go wherever she wants. She's gonna just do. And Sansa has to know that.
I'm sure
they're
she
sisters.
does.
So the only like family that she really has left that she can rely on that could stay with her and like be family is Jon, and he's here being like, well, she's the queen, like we have to do what she says. So her perspective totally makes sense.
It does. I get it. But, like, I don't know. I understand her perspective where it's like, give us a week or something. And that's part of, like, where Dany's, like, issues bug the shit out of me, right? As a leader, as they've been, like, talking... As Tyrion and Varys have been telling her, you need to gain their trust. But she's not really giving trust to be given back, right? Because trust is two-way street, obviously. But just showing up with an army and being like... And kind of, like, flexing in front of people and be like, yeah, guys, look at my shit. You want to fucking go?
Like, I'm the queen.
Yeah, you can't just come in and say, I'm the queen. If that were the case, she may as well make a fucking Iron Throne in the North and be like, well, fuck it, I'm sitting on the Iron Throne in the fucking North. Now who's queen, bitch? Because even in the what's it called? Even in that war meeting, she's like, as long as Cersei sits on the throne, she's the queen. She has the power. And it's like, it's not necessarily just that. Like, part of the reason why people go to Jon, as far as, like, his charisma and shit goes, is because he's not calling for power, right? It's given, he gives to people, and because of that, it's given to him.
And they want him to lead because they know that he is a giving leader, and he's going to do what is best for everyone.
Yeah, as opposed to just demanding it like the two blonde ladies have been this entire fucking season.
Yeah, because of whatever fucking reason they think that they deserve it. So, there's that, and then I just have to say that I fucking hate Cersei. I hate her with a passion. I think she's one of the worst characters of Game of Thrones. She's so unlikable. She's like on par with Joffrey, but not as bad. But she did have one hell of a power play when it came to what's his name? Greyjoy.
Euron? Mm-hmm. Are you talking Rhaegar's death?
No, I'm saying like
before the baby?
Saying that she is pregnant with their baby, knowing damn well that she's most definitely not. And I gotta say, I was like, wow.
How clever.
She did that. And I was like, and it's like, it makes sense because if she just showed up pregnant and then he would assume, that it was his, and like,
he's kind of gone away long enough that, like, if she starts showing that, like, presumably timelines add up just that way.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, one hell of a power play because before...
This episode should be called Cersei's Power Plays.
Yeah,
the dragon, the baby, Missandei.
Yep. Should be. But, like, just the, like, intelligence, I guess, she had. Because before, he was just fighting for her in, like, the promise that he would have her in, like, all of whatever the hell else she could promise him, like land and lordship and all this bullshit that everyone promises. But now it's like he has the promise of what he thinks is his baby to
and
fight
it also
for.
I was gonna say now it's a driving force because of the child.
Exactly.
It's
now it's like, well, I have
personal,
a kid that could be a prince one day. So yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking do the most I can. And it's just like, yeah. But I also think that that's going to come into play later, too. Because whenever Tyrion approached Cersei, he said, do this for your child. Mm-hmm. You don't have to die. Do not sacrifice your life and the life of your child for this.
Are you assuming that Euron's going to be like, wait, how the fuck does he know?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because how the hell would he know? First off, she doesn't give a shit about her brother, especially Tyrion. So there's no way that she would send out...
I don't think she doesn't give a fuck about her brother. She hasn't killed him yet.
That's true. Okay, but she does... No, but I mean, like, everybody knows that she's not fond of him.
Right.
Like, and when she did let him know last season that she was pregnant, it was just a, yep, I'm pregnant, to his face. So, like, she wouldn't send out, like, any pigeons or anything about it.
Ravens, you mean?
Whatever. They're pigeons.
I know you hate birds, but come on. Give ravens respect. They're intelligent birds.
Anyway, so there's that. So I think that that's something that he will most likely address probably in the next episode. At least be like, what the hell was he talking about? And she'll be like, he's stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about, kind of thing. And I think he's going to kind of see he's getting played. And I think that could play into Cersei's downfall because I do think she's going to die.
I don't know, man. Okay, well then, since you're coming up with all these theories, do you think Dany kills Varys then? Do you think he tries to poison her and it doesn't work or something? Because it was already heavily implied. He's like, I'll do what I gotta do, man. And that's as honest as I'm gonna be.
I mean, I can see it happening, like, easily because, like you said, Tyrion is very loyal to Dany because he wants to see that she is good enough.
And he's also a little scared of her.
Yes, so I can definitely see him going to her and telling her the plan, but I don't know if that's something that would actually happen. But I wouldn't be, like, surprised if it did.
I don't know. We're limited on deaths here. But we've talked about the main storyline for the most part. Do you want to talk about the smaller storylines?
Like what?
Well, fucking Clegane and Arya are off to King's Landing, presumably.
Again, together.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll finally get the...
We'll get Clegane Bull, and we know that she's going to go for Cersei.
Yeah, because there's no one left on her list.
I think she might die.
Yeah.
I don't want it
Especially since she said, I'm not coming back.
Well, I don't know if that's why. I think she still has a list of people she wants to take out.
I'm just saying that doesn't contribute.
That doesn't bode well.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
far as
like whether
future.
She is able to kill Cersei or not, it's kind of more of like either it's like Cersei said in the first episode that they called back to in the like bonus features after.
You play the Game of Thrones,
or you die.
I don't.
So I think it's gonna be like that for Arya. Either she gets Cersei and she kills her, or she's dying. And I think she could die because she was able to defeat
the Night King.
Yeah, and like, what are the chances that she gets
both high kills? I don't know, man. There's some, you ever play video games? There's some players that just are unstoppable like that. But
plus, it helps that she can steal faces, and nobody really knows that she can do that.
Okay, so there's two theories that go into, or there's a theory that goes into that, right? Presuming that she does steal somebody's face, it's the Mud Witch said, you'll be killed by your younger brother. Well, Jaime's her younger brother, Tyrion's her younger brother. Both are still alive, but if one dies and Arya's just wandering around King's Landing,
she can take their face.
Yeah, and kill her. Or one of them is going to kill her, and that's just like the end of Cersei.
Yeah.
So far, Cersei's prophecy, unlike the fucking Lord of the Lights, has
played out.
Yeah, has played out very, very... Even if it's not her fault. Because, like, going based off what Bran said, where Jaime would still be the lion he was, had he not pushed him out.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei presumably could still have her 3 kids, and, none of the shit would have ever gone down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in this fucking series where if you just didn't do something...
everything would be just what it is.
Well, the Night King would still be wandering down, and that's a problem. But, yes.
But, that would be, potentially, their greatest problem.
Yeah. You don't save Qyburn, then, the mountain dies, which means Oberyn does... Well, I think Oberyn dies. But, the Martell Sands survive, and, all this other crazy shit. It's, a weird domino effect the way this works.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's just life in general. But what are your thoughts on that as far as Arya taking a face or one of the younger brothers taking her out? Who do you think it would be?
Taking a face makes sense to me. In terms of her actual brothers taking her out is really hard for me to believe that they would do it, because as fucked up as the Lannisters are, they are very loyal to each other. That is why Cersei hasn't killed Tyrion yet, because she fucking hates him to no end, that's still her brother, and it seems to mean something because she hasn't killed him yet. So there's that, but I don't know if they would I don't think Tyrion would actually do that, because I don't know, I feel like there's for both of them there's
a shred
a
of
small
humanity
part of them that just
knows they're the last.
Not even knows that they're the last, just can't
pull the trigger.
Yeah, to kill each other, because they've always been at odds for the entire season, and Cersei has had multiple chances to kill Tyrion if she really wanted to, and she...
Well, she almost did, right? When, what's his nuts? The knight slashed his face. I think that was Cersei. I can't remember. But it's the Battle of Blackwater where Pod saves him.
Mm.
I think it's Jaime, and we can kind of dive into his story a little bit. Yeah. Well, because, he finally gets happiness, right?
He finally has a chance. At normal happiness.
At normalcy, at happiness, and not a non-incestual relationship, which is, miles of, progress for him.
Yes.
So, I mean, she's still blonde, still has colored eyes, so, you're still kind of shooting at a target similar, but like whatever, it's not your sister.
It's better.
But he said that he and his sister are hateful people. Well, not he noted all of Cersei's flaws, but he could, like, that same hate that he says is in her could be in him. So after years of the abuse and talking down to him and treating him like not like a lesser man, but like a lesser person because he isn't the brightest dude, all that could finally build up to where he really, finally snaps.
Naive, and trusting, especially with her
and Tyrion. Yeah, he's never like really doubted his siblings.
Yeah,
so it could be like, well, finally all that's built up and like snap. And I'm also theorizing that maybe he sees her with Euron, and that's what breaks him.
Or not even, okay, maybe not even like sees him, but there's potentially like he runs into him first and he talks to him first, and he's like, "Yep, got your sister pregnant. Guess you're gonna be an uncle," or something
first
like
off,
that.
he would say, "I finally got that finger in that bunghole." I think is what would come out his mouth because he's been saying that for episodes.
Okay, well, regardless, he would say something along those lines, and maybe that could be like the trigger for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jaime's
like knowing that it is his, and knowing that like he's already done this with 3 fucking children that have never known him as a father, except one right before she died.
If that happens, I say Jaime kills Cersei and then Euron kills Jaime. I think that might be how that goes down. I don't know if Yara is going to come back because they still need the Iron Fleet, like, bad. They need as many soldiers as they can get. That preview...
Yeah, plus it's the
final battle.
Yeah, and they also, like, they always bring in, like, an extra army that you like kind of forgot was around in like previous episodes in the past season, so like it's something they've done before, so they could. It's
something they've done like literally every battle.
I'm gonna like, oh hey, I have this these other army.
I'm gonna touch on
I forgot about
a very, very close to my heart arc.
You wanna talk about Ghost?
Yeah, well, and Tormund. First off, I saw Ghost and my heart
you saw him covered in blood and you were like, hell yes.
Well, first my heart broke because I was like, that poor fucking dog. I feel for you. I was like, his ears burnt. He looks like any stray you would find, I'm sure, in the forest. But I was like, God damn it, he did it. He's alive. Fuck yes. You survived the Whites. You survived the wave. You ran in there. The lights went out. Didn't see you all episode, but you came out on fucking top.
Yep.
So super happy. I wanted to cry. It was great. Tormund, that poor motherfucker, all he wants is the big woman. And you know what? She should have gone with him because he would have fucking stayed.
He would have treated her right.
Well, okay. Maybe he wouldn't have stayed because he was like, we need room to roam. He would have been like, you want to go north? Even though, they're in the north.
Yeah. The more north.
Yeah, the more north. But definitely she should have gone with Tormund. And then the crying,
yeah, I agree.
We were talking about this in the car. That's going to be the meme. Right, him crying into the fireplace with Clegane.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was great. It was just such a quick turnaround, right? And he didn't. I was surprised he didn't like fight. Jaime. I thought there was like he'd been like fuck you or something like because Tormund's very aggressive.
It's like my woman or something.
But he cried, and I feel for him.
Yeah.
But I think he's a firm believer in the best way to get over something is to get, under or on top of something else.
And he definitely did. And then, so he's taking Ghost with him.
Yeah, they're going north. And
at least you know that they'll probably be fine.
Yes, presumably. As long as they don't run into any crazy shit.
Yeah.
They're good.
And then there's Sam and Gilly.
Where did they say they were going? I actually didn't listen. I missed that.
I honestly don't know. I missed that too. But it doesn't matter because Gilly's pregnant now.
Yes, and they're going to name him John if it's a boy.
I know. I wonder what they'll name him if it's a girl.
What's the female version of John?
Joanna.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So good for them. Good for Sam. I don't know how many times they've had sex. We've only seen them have sex once.
Yeah. But presumably enough.
Or I guess the last night, right? Well, no, because that would have been too soon because they just burned all the bodies. No, so that wouldn't work out.
Probably once they were like, oh my god, we're still alive.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't think she'd find out she's pregnant that fast. So it had to be previous to all of that shit. So that makes the last episode a little harder because Like, if you rewatch it, you're like, you know she's pregnant, and it's just like, huh?
Yeah, what could have been.
Yeah,
that would have been so sad.
Exactly! So I'm glad that she's alive. I'm glad that they have their little family. Presumably they're gonna go back to his...
There should be presumably, can't we've said that like 20 times now.
Yeah, because you just never know with Game of Thrones.
Okay,
But you assume they're gonna go back to his family's...
not Highgarden. Horn Hill is where he lives. See, I'm great at fucking Westeros geography.
Okay.
Fuck the United States. Because
Whatever.
I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of states here.
Alright, so then, because you said Highgarden...
Oh, yeah. Bronn finally fucking showed up. Didn't even show up in a way that was, like, stealthy.
I really thought he was just gonna wait at, like, King's Road and be like, pew pew, at everybody, or at them on their way to King's Landing or something.
The second I saw that they were in a bar and not in the castle, I was like, okay, so something's... I thought one of them was just gonna die. I thought he was just gonna walk in and fucking shoot one.
I really did, too. Like, as soon as he, like, showed up, I was like, great, so which one of these fuckers is he taking out?
Right. Poor fucking Tyrion. Punches him. He's like, you broke my nose. It's like, I didn't break your nose. I've been breaking noses since I was your size. It's so fucking funny. He's so done with their shit. He's so done with the Lannisters.
He really is, and it's great, but it's like, but he knows that he can get something out of one of them.
And he knows Tyrion will give him what he wants because, you know, he gave him... Or, yeah, he gave him whatever castle it was and whatever lady it was that Bronn didn't want. They negotiated in terms of attractiveness, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That fucking line where he's like... I'll get whatever. If somebody pays you to kill me, I'll give you double. Came and fucking saved his ass because now he's getting Highgarden.
Instead of, what was it?
River Run.
Right.
Yeah. Where Gendry was conceived. Because he's a river. Gendry Rivers.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we finally get his bastard last name. Cool.
Yeah, right? Because I don't remember that being stated in the book or in the...
Before, yeah.
Yeah. But, okay, so... That's pretty much just where Bronn's at, right? It's like, don't fucking die, I'll find you guys afterwards. Which, how did he find him to begin with?
I don't know.
Obviously, he knows they're in Winterfell, but just, I imagine...
Like, where in Winterfell?
Yeah, how you have to talk to people like, hey, I need a dwarf, where is he? Unless they were willing to sell him out, because, you know, the North remembers.
They do.
So, Gendry. Proposed.
He is now a true Baratheon.
The Lord of Storm's End? Yeah, because that was the one I was struggling with last week. And then just went for it, man. He put it all on the line like Tormund did.
He kissed her. He was like, be my lady. And Arya said, fuck no.
She did not say fuck no. She respects Gendry too much to be like...
She gave him a kiss and was like, I'm sorry, that's not me. Which...
How very Lyanna of her.
Well, actually, it's called back to the first season.
Well, yeah, I know, where she's like, I'm no lady.
Yeah, where Ned was like, you're gonna... marry a lord and be a good lady, and your sons will be lords and knights,
little princes and little ladies.
And princesses, and she's like, that's not me.
Mm-hmm. That line is the third time that's happened, right? Because she saw Nymeria, and in the forest, and that was like the path she was going down, where it was snarling and like aggressive. If she had gone down King's Road to King's Landing, as opposed to the north, where she heard her family finally reclaim the Starks. Or the Starks reclaim the Winterfell. And she's like, that's not me. You know, that line's like so important and like pivotal to her. Or it's every time she says it, it's a crossroads of sorts for her to find not her place in the world, but just kind of go back to the more human side of her.
Yeah, kind of reaffirm who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it would be super easy for her to just be like, yes, I will marry you and be a lady, and kind of just ride out.
Or kill Cersei knowing she can steal people's faces.
Yeah.
But, you know, she had to go to her family.
She got to do what she has to do.
What else is left at this point?
Da-da-da.
Let's give a quick shout out to Missandei, because...
Yes.
When we all thought Grey Worm was going to die, and instead they took Grey Worm's heart. They took his balls when he was born.
And now they took his heart, and
Dany's best, like, they took Dany's heart. They took, like, one of the last pieces of it. Drogon's all she has left. And, you know, it's all she trusts. It's all she believes in.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has that same admiration and stuff for Grey Worm, but it's a little less personal.
They don't have that connection. Like, he is faithful to her in terms of, like, fighting for her, but he's not a, like...
confidant in like, necessarily?
Like, it's, they don't talk.
It's like that really... It's like, when Tyrion was running... I don't remember the name of the city, but whenever he was running in the country in Essos, and he's like, tell a joke. And, they're both just staring at him like, what the fuck's a joke? Like, they don't know. Like, the personality isn't like quite there, so, you know.
So, they did that, but she took her death like a badass.
Yeah, she said Dracarys. Mm-hmm. I thought Drogon was gonna fucking unleash hell.
Me too. I was like, alright, so he's just gonna do it right here, right now.
Yeah,
okay.
And no.
But it was just more of a, like, fuck him up.
Yeah, like,
for Daenerys.
Take him out. I guess the last thing we have, or the last two things we have, would be Varys and Tyrion. As the advisors, what the fuck are they gonna do?
I don't know, because they're on very opposing ends of what they think they should do.
Yeah.
And I get where Tyrion's coming from, wanting to marry Jon and Dany, but Varys has a good point with she's not gonna want to share.
Let's do the angel and devil on Tyrion's shoulder, right? Because the angel is Varys, in which he is saying, I will do the best for the kingdom, I'll do the best for the realm, whatever.
Yeah, when he was like, how many kings have you served by now?
They're both technically devils on his shoulder, if I'm going to be real. But I think the real devil here would be Sansa. Because she's like, there's someone else,
Yeah, and
you're scared of her. She's pointing out all the...
Yeah, and I feel like she definitely has that pull with Tyrion because they are so close. Not romantically, but they have a really good relationship, and I feel like if she could sway him.
I think that I don't think it's romantic. I still think they'd marry it, like, if he needed. I don't know if he'd like
for the good of whatever the hell.
Yeah, like why not? Like they need that place needs many like united fronts that
it could be like kind of like her mom, Catelyn, how she.
Well, she was
supposed to marry Ned's older
Brandon.
brother, but he died, and then she ended up marrying Ned, and she kind of just said, like, it's what I had to do. I had to do it because I was the lady and he was a lord, or to be, and it was a good marriage. And then she was like,
over time, she
learned to love him and, like, learned to live with him and respect him. So it could be one of, like, those things.
Not that he was a bad husband, because clearly, like...
He was not a bad husband at all. But, like, she looked out on that.
And not that Tyrion would be bad either.
Exactly. It could be one of those things, and it is just another parallel, because, like, this last season is nothing but parallels to the first season. So it could be one of those where it ends up that they do end up married just because, like, who else do they each have? Also,
they're the two smartest people in this entire fucking show. Sansa's a little more maniacal about it. Tyrion's a little more...
I mean, she did say she learned from Littlefinger.
Yeah, she learned from everyone, but, like... She learned from Tyrion. I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
What she told Clegane, where she's like, when he was like, if you'd come with me, none of that would have happened to you. Which, poor Clegane, man, I think he really just wants someone to take care of and, give it back to him. I think he wants just, like, a healthy relationship. I don't really think he wants anything romantic. I don't think he wants a family.
He just wants to be cared for.
He wants to care for and to be cared for. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think he's ever had that.
Yeah.
Considering that his parents didn't send the fucking mountain away after he burned his face.
Right? Like, what fucked up parents? But, I mean, whatever.
So, his upbringing was not, like...
The best.
So,
Yeah, but she was like, I wouldn't be who I am.
Without all of that.
Yeah, I mean, she has a point. Like, it sucks. There's some real shitty
What if they made a fucking joke where she's like, I wouldn't be the Phoenix I am? Like X-Men?
No.
I'd have laughed so fucking hard if they did that.
No.
I think that's everyone. Mm-hmm. I think we've touched on everyone anyway.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? The preview was just a lot of...
It was just a lot of people gearing up to fight.
Yeah.
There was really nothing to what's going to happen next. It was like maybe 15 seconds long.
Yeah. So, and like no words. It was just like people looking up,
just people being ready.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to be a fight. So, that's fun.
I have one last question. Do you think if the next episode is the final battle and like the conclusion of sorts to that like war, do you think there's a time jump in the last episode?
No.
No? Why not? Or like, what's your logic? Like, you don't think...
I just don't see why there would be.
You don't think they'd set up like something for the future?
No. I think it would just end with whoever the hell on the Iron Throne or whatever the hell is going to happen to the Iron Throne happening to it.
And then that's it? Credits?
Yeah.
No way.
I don't really think you need anything more than that.
You don't, but people like money.
That's true, but like, you don't need to set up. You don't need to do a time jump. You don't need to do any of that to have a sequel at some point in the future if that's what they want to do. They can just end it and bring in new characters and like the names and all of that later on. You don't need a time jump.
I think the creators are smarter than that, and they'd rather set up a foundation than have a Star Wars situation or a Harry Potter situation. I think that the creators, Dave Benioff and Weiss, have, not the creators, because that's obviously George R.R. Martin, but I think that the heads of Game of Thrones are smarter than that. I would rather set up a foundation for future as opposed to just leaving it. If they do that. I would personally like to see it. I would like to see the children of those who have survived or whatever. What's it called? Whether they be lords, ladies, nothing, or like maybe the Iron Throne's just gone. Like maybe like a time jump where King's Landing is ruins, and it's just like now the people live, I don't know, like a democracy. The chances of that happening are like slim to none.
Doubtful.
But like, you know what I mean? Or maybe it starts with a rebellion.
Yeah, no, I think that's stupid.
Okay, well, for somebody that fucking loves something with prophecies and circular fucking...
That's stupid. That's a stupid-ass way to end it. And if they do that, that's dumb as shit.
Nah, I disagree. If that were the case, they wouldn't bother with a prequel with the Targaryens being at the center. I'm sure you'll see plenty of that.
Also unnecessary, but whatever.
If you're going to go off what is unnecessary and not, then there's so many other franchises we can talk about in terms of unnecessary bullshit.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess last question. Sorry. I thought of one more. Drogon, dead or not? Next episode. Yes.
Probably.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think they're all gonna die and then Dany's gonna die.
I think Dany dies, Jon inherits him.
I guess.
And that's because he lost Ghost, and I think it might sound weird, but I think he needs a symbol. Like, as far as a creature, yeah.
Or Ghost.
Ghost isn't gonna show up in the South. Nymeria could.
She's not gonna be loyal to him.
Yeah, no, she won't. She was barely loyal to her. She was gonna fucking take her out, and then
she's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. She said her name like twice, I think, and then she's like, I guess I'll leave you alone.
She's like, right, I remember you were nice enough to me.
Her little baby direwolves. Alright, guys. This has been a good recap. Good theories, good thoughts, I think. I don't know.
Good enough.
We don't deal in good enough, damn it.
Oh my god.
Can't wait for next week's episode. I think our next one we'll talk about the con. Or our Comic-Con experience, you know. It was pretty fun. It's pretty interesting. Took your niece. Or took our niece.
Yeah, we're married, stupid.
I know.
Have a common niece.
See, but for like 5 years, she was your niece, which was weird. I think more, you know, I don't know. Thank you guys for listening. See you guys next time, or talk to you guys next time.
You'll listen next time.
Okay, well that sounds a little orderly. Bye-bye.